So the last class, we were studying about, so we started off with the new prakarana, the Shabda prakarana, which deals with the nouns and the declensions thereby. So we studied how we have pratyaya yukta prakriti results into a final declined word, which is called Vishnu pada in Harināmāmṛta-vyākaraṇam. Prakriti, the stem word, is also known as pratipadikam in Panini and other grammars. Pratipadikam. So if you ever come through this word pratipadikam, it just means the stem word, the root word, which is prakriti basically. So yes. Okay, now then we studied, like, there are two kinds of prakritis. What are they? They are the nominal prakriti, let's say, the nominal base, and then we have the verbal roots. So those are the two kinds of prakritis, and pratyas are of four kinds. So the first set of pratyas is called swadi. You know, swadis. So these are the pratyas which we use with the nominal base. So they are as follows. Sūtra 90 says, Tatra namna su aujas aushas ta bhyam bhis ne bhyam bhyas masi bhyam bhyas mas os am and ni os sup. So just before that, the Vritti says something here. Four kinds of pratyas are swadis, so the nominal suffixes, the current ones. Then akhyata means the verbal suffixes, which will come in the next chapter, which means, let's say, after 3 or 4 months for us. Then krit pratyas, the pratyas, the suffixes used to form a nama from a dhatu. This we'll see. This is very, very interesting. Kridanta. So after adding a kridant pratyaya to a dhatu, we get a nama. So that we'll see in Kridanta, chapter 5 of this book. And then the last is the tadhita pratyaya, which means the suffixes used to form a nama from another nama. Like, let's say, Pritha is a name. Pritha, another name of Kunti Maharani. So Pritha is a noun, but from Pritha we can make, let's say, Partha. So that is done by adding a tadhita pratyaya with the word Pritha. So we made another noun, another nama from one particular nama, that was Pritha. So this Kridanta will come in chapter 5, Tadhita will come in the last chapter, which is chapter 7. And Akhyata suffixes, they will come in chapter 3. So currently we'll deal with the swadis. So we'll relish them. That's why they are swadis. Okay, so they are 21 in number, these pratyas. And don't worry, because the akhyat pratyas are 180 in numbers. So 21, I believe, is nothing in front of that. So the Vishnu Bhaktis applied after a nama are as follows. Su aujas ityadi. So I believe everyone knows the table. I'll also show it here. Yeah, here we go. So I will request every one of you, all of you, to write it down either digitally or in the notebook, whatever is easy. And try to write it down as it is written here, just as it is, with these brackets and all. So these 21 pratyas are the very root of this chapter.
Oh, we're supposed to write it now, right? Okay.
Yeah. And also, please notice the diacritic marks here, everywhere.
So Prabhuji, is there an easier way to remember this? Does this table map to any Bhanu, Dhenu, like Chandramas, like
Actually,
any of?
if we do that way, then it will be difficult. So better way is just memorizing them, in a simple way, like Su, Ojas, Amoshas, ityadi.
Okay. Okay. So we are supposed to memorize that as Su, Au, Jas, Au, Shas,
Right.
Ta, Bhyam, Bhis, Nge, Bhyam, Bhyas. Then how Panchami Ekvachan is how, Prabhuji?
Ngasi. Ngasi.
So that is, so the one in the bracket is a Nga, like Ganga.
Yeah. So I will explain that. So maybe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
This table will save hours for us, really.
So Prabhuji, this table is something that Srila Jiva Goswami himself created, or it was
a
like
general thing. It's a standard. Even in Panini.
Okay, so Panini. Okay.
So Prakriti and Pratyaya is everywhere. See, the grammatical concepts are same everywhere. Only the terminology is changed. And the way of presentation also. We would have competition in our school, like the Gaudiya Math I studied from. So in one breath, we recited this.
I hope Prabhuji, the same will not be for Akhyata Pratyas 180.
No, actually, we also tried that in our school with the Akhyata Pratyas plus the forms like Bhavati, Bhavata, Bhavanti. So yeah, it was fun doing that.
Fastest way to go back home, back to Godhead, running out of breath.
Like Bhavati, Bhavata, Bhavanti, Bhavasi, Bhavata, Bhavata, Bhava. So this one is easy. In one breath, we can do it. This one, 21 pratyas. So done. Kritam.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bhavadbhi kritam. Prashnavachak चिन्ह. So while we pronounce it, we'll pronounce it like the horizontal way. So su, au, jas, au, shas, ta, bhyam, bhis, ne, bhyam, bhyas, masi, bhyam, bhyas, mas, os, am, ni, os, sup. And the Sambodhana, the pratyas are the same as of the Prathama. Su, au, jas. So like that. Su, au, jas, am, au, shas, ta, bhyam, bhis, ne, bhyam, bhyas, masi, bhyam, bhyas, mas, os, am, ni, or sup. 21. So everyone should memorize these pratyas by the next class, which is the day after tomorrow. Because unless we memorize this table, it will be practically useless to move ahead with the declensions. So this is a must, this table.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay, so everyone has written it down. So these are the pratyas. Now the next sutra is Tatra Jata Shanga Pa Itaha Ushcha Soh Maserishcha. So you might be thinking, oh, what are those brackets about? So there were some letters in those brackets. So among the Vishnu Bhaktis, so Vishnu Bhaktis means the pratyas. So the pratyas are known as Vishnu Bhaktis in Harināmāmṛta-vyākaraṇam. Generally, Panini say them Vibhakti, Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, and so on. So the Vibhakti is equivalent to Vishnu Bhaktis in Harināmāmṛta-vyākaraṇam. So among all those 21 Vishnu Bhaktis, Ja, Ta, Sha, Ng, and Pa, they are indicatory letters. Now, so these letters are the letters which were in the brackets. If you can just look in your notebook or wherever you wrote it down. Ja in 1.3, Ta, Sha, Ng, Pa, they are all indicatory letters and they are in brackets, right? You can match them. Plus the U of Su, the very first one, and the E of Masi, they are also indicatory letters. I'll explain what is an indicatory letter. So now what does that mean? Those letters in the brackets, the indicatory letters, and it, in Sanskrit, it is known as it. It is not the English it is it, the English Sanskrit one. Indicator letter is so named because it goes eti. It does not remain. So while we do declension, for example, let's say for example, I'm taking 1.1. Now, when I say 1.1, it means the first one stands for the Vibhakti, Prathama Vibhakti, and so on, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti. And the second number stands for the Vachana, either Ekvachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana, singular, dual, or plural. So now 1.1 stands for Prathama Ekvachana. So let's say I'm taking a nominal base, which is Rama. Then I'm putting Su, the very first pratyaya, like this. Now, when I have to decline it further, this U goes, it doesn't remain. It is not involved or included in the process of declension, in the process of formation of the word, the final word. Now, you might think, then what is the usage of putting all these indicatory letters? So the usage is as follows. sometimes an indicatory letter is used to aid pronunciation. Uchcharana arthe. For example, if I remove this U after the S, the S, so we can't pronounce this S. So for Uchcharana arthe, U is added. So we recite it like Su. So this is one instance or one usage of the indicated letters, Uchcharana, pronunciation. And sometimes it is added to create a distinguishing characteristic, Chihna. For example, if you look for 1.3 and 2.3 pratyaya. So 1.3 is jas, right? And 2.3 is shas. Am I right? Jas and shas. Now, if you remove the indicatory letters like ja from here and shas, the sha from here, then both are us and us. So how will we differentiate between the two? So therefore, these different indicator letters are given to create a differentiation, a distinction between the similar looking pratyas. So that is the second usage of the indicator letter. Then, yes, Prabhuji.
So Prabhuji, to distinguish them as chinha, that I understood, Prabhuji, but to aid pronunciation, why can't a rama be used instead of a urama?
Okay, let's say if it was a rama, then someone could have said why it is not e rama. So again,
right? Yes, Prabhuji. So is there a specific reason for who or no?
There is no such specific reason for Su, the U of Su.
Or could we say that if that is, if that urama is taken away, then it would, as the pronunciation would be like ramas in the sense that sa is halanta?
Yes, it is halanta.
But right? So
Yeah.
so that to show that it is not halanta, then probably that sa would probably become a visarga, right, Roji?
Yeah, so that will happen by one sutra.
Later. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
So this is like a conventional thing why U is only there and not or any other letter. So yeah, so it's Su. Even in Panini it's Su. So
okay, bro. Okay.
So two meanings, two usages till now: Ucharana, pronunciation, and Chihna, distinction, to create a distinction. Then there is a final and the third usage, which is sometimes such indicatory letters, they are the cause of a particular application of a particular rule or of a prohibition. For example, let's say, like if you look in your notebook where you wrote down the table, then 4.1, 5.1, 6.1, and 7.1 pratyas. What is common in all these pratyas?
No.
No. So no is common in all these pratyas, right? Now there will be a sutra ahead which will say that the pratyas which have no as indicated letters, they are known as vrishnis. It will come ahead. So it means that 4.1, 5.1, 6.1, and 7.1, they are called vrishnis by that particular rule. And based on this sutra vrishnis, there will be another sutra which will say something that whenever vrishni is there, such and such karya will take place. Such and such adesha, insertion, substitution, or deletion will take place. So based on the intricate letter, certain applications or operations will take place. So that is the third usage. The example we'll do ahead. I'm just giving some theory about this. So as we move ahead, we'll get to know about this. Okay. So the indicator letters become the nimitta, the cause for a particular vidhi to be applied. So these are the three usages of the indicator letters, and indicator letters are also, so in English we say them indicatory letters. In Sanskrit we call them either it, or we also call them anubandha. Two names, it or anubandha. Okay. So please do memorize these 21 pratyas by Thursday, the day after tomorrow. About this Prathama, Dvitiya written on the left side. So this Prathama, Dvitiya, they stand for like the first case, second case, third case, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. The last one is vocative. In English, they have a different name, different terminologies. For example, the first one is known as subject. So the first column indicates the subject. The second one, object. Third for the instrument. Fourth for the dative, as they say. Fifth one is ablative, apadana. Sixth one is the relative, right? Possessive, yeah, possessive. This is the seventh one, the locative, adhikarana. And the last one is sambodhana, vocative. So, and we know these like ekvachana, singular, dual, and plural. So, yeah. We studied this in the last class, that the nouns, the namas, they are like classified into 4 groups, let's say, as per their genders, lingas. So masculine, feminine, neuter, and the last one is like indeclinable, avyaya. So the masculine one, Pullinga, is known as Purushottam Linga in Harināmāmṛta-vyākaraṇam. Feminine is known as Strilinga generally, but here we'll call it Lakshmi Linga. Neuter, Napunsaka Linga, is called Brahma Linga. And Avyaya is Avyaya, the same. Avyaya. So here we completed like a brief intro to the declensions, which we'll start doing. So I want to start with just one today, one declension. So that we do something practical as well. Among the 4 kinds of namas are the masculine words. So last class I described this in detail. And among the masculine words are those ending in a Sarveshwara. So the first subsection we are going to start is Sarveshwaranta Purushottam Linga Shabdaha. Sarveshwaranta Purushottama Linga Shabdaha, which means words ending with a Sarveshwara in masculine gender. For example, Rama, Hari, Vishnu, Pitri, Ityadi. Many of them. So the very first example or word, Jiva Goswami will go like in a chronology, like sequence. So he's beginning with Aramanta Shabda. So Aramanta Shabda is taking, generally in other grammars, they either take the example of Shiva or Rama. But here Jiva Goswami says, no, we'll say Krishna. We'll use the word Krishna for the declension. So here we are. So 1-1. Krishna Yukta Su. Okay, so 1-1 stands for Prathama Vibhakti, first case, singular, ekvachana. Krishna is the Prakriti and Su is the Pratyaya. Prakriti Purva, Pratyaya Paraha. So when we have Prakriti and Pratyaya, Prakriti comes first and the Pratyaya comes second. Okay, so Krishna Yukta Su. Now U is an indicative letter. So the next sutra says 92. Vishnu Bhakti Siddham Vishnu Padam. That which is formed by the application of a Vishnu Bhakti is called a Vishnu Pada, which means that when we attach the Pratyaya or the Vishnu Bhakti with the Prakriti, which is Krishna here, then it is called a Vishnu Padam. So we get Krishna's here. U is an indicated letter, so we don't include that in the declension as previously discussed. So we get Krishna's here, right? Krishna's. The next one is 93. So here actually we are beginning with the applications of the sutras. Sara Ram Yor Vishnu Sargo Vishnu Padante. What is Vishnu Padanta?
The last letter of Vishnupad.
Yeah, the last letter of a Vishnu Pada. And we learned in the last sutra what is a Vishnu Pada. So Vishnu Pada means Prakriti and Pratyaya together is a Vishnu Pada. So Sa Rama and Ra Rama become Vishnu Sarga when the Vishaya is Vishnu Padanta. So this sutra is saying that if there is a word and we have either Sa Rama or Ra Rama, either of these two, at the end of Vishnu Pada, then this Sa and Ra, they will convert into a Vishnu Sarga. So by this 93 rule, sutra, we convert, so Krishna's, the word Krishna's is a Vishnu Pada now, because we have combined the Pratyaya, the Vishnu Bhakti with Prakriti, and then we have Sa Rama situated at the end of Krishna's, right? So this Sa becomes Vishnu Sarga by this 93 sutra. Thus we get Krishna. Krishna. Okay, Krishna.
Prabhuji, what does the word Siddham mean in the sutra?
Vishnu Bhakti Siddham.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Siddham is like when joined with, it like samasa. So it's like Vishnu Bhakti na Siddham iti yuktam.
Okay.
Vishnu Bhakti na yuktam iti Vishnu Padam. So like that.
And does it also have a spiritual meaning that the Vishnu Bhakti at the closest to the Vishnu?
Actually, there is that meaning. I didn't go in that direction. So the implied meaning is that Lord Vishnu's feet or abode, because Vishnu Pada could be or abode, is achieved only through devotional service. So right, to him. So Vishnu Bhakti na Siddham Vishnu Padam iti Vishnu Bhakti Siddham Vishnu Padam. So yes.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Vishnu Bhakti Siddham Vishnu Padam. I'm used to think in a grammatical way, so I didn't. So that was Sara Rami or Vishnu Sargo Vishnu Padante, and we get Krishna. We can do the next one also. That's easy. 1.2 Krishna. So we are dealing with Krishna word, which is a Ramanta Shabda. Let me write it also. A Ramanta Shabda. A Ramanta Shabda, and it is Purushottam Linga. So Krishna, Yukta. The next one is Au, if you check. Su Au. This is simple. Which Sandhi rule should we apply here?
Odvay Au.
Odvay Au, and we get Krishna.
Krishna.
Simple. Krishna. like Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghu Yugau, all those dual cases, so they are made up in the same way. Krishna. Even the next one is simple. Krishna, Yukta Jas, the next pratyaya. So when we will decline it, we'll remove this Ja, Rama. So we'll just have Krishna Yukta As. Now which Sandhi rule to be applied?
Dashavatara.
Yeah, very simple. Dashavatara ekatmake militva trivikramaha. So we get Krishnas. And again, Krishna's now has become a Vishnu Pada, at the end of which we have Sarama. So again, we apply Sutra 93. Sararama Vishnu Sarga Vishnu Padante. And we get
Krishna.
Krishna. Like Samavetaha. Yuyutsu is different. Pandavaha. Dhartarashtraha. All those plural cases. So made in the same way. Krishna. Many Krishnas, literally. So Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. If we decline these words properly, then we don't even need to memorize them separately. We'll automatically get to memorize them. So that is a beauty of doing this way, from the root. Okay, any question here? And those who have not given exam yet, please opt for it. The question paper is in Google Classroom. I have not changed it, so it's there. Please do and submit.
Sure, Prabhuji. Sure, I haven't given yet, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
and I haven't looked at the paper either. So
No
I
issue.
will definitely study.
I have.
Sure.
I believe.
Sure, Prabhuji.
One devotee said me, Prabhu, I just looked the 3 questions, but I'll give afterwards. So
Yeah, I haven't looked at even one, Prabhuji. So
no issue.
so I can study, Prabhuji, and I would like to, if you are okay, I can come online and give, Prabhuji.
You want to do that
in your presence?
Tomorrow. Is tomorrow okay then?
Prabhuji, a little difficult, Prabhuji. In one day to finish.
You can
So
yourself, no issue. You can do
okay,
it.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Okay. So just a homework. Rama Shabda and Janardana. Let's say Aravinda also. So yeah, please decline these 3 words, like 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. And just for practice sake. Yeah.
Prabhuji, we write the steps also, right? We add like su and then take
Yes.
the u out, and the sutra is
Actually,
used in the.
Yeah, so you do that way properly. Because if we just write the final form and don't write the steps, then at one point we'll forget the sequence, the applications.
Sure.
Yeah. So these 3 words, practice, and the memorization of that table, pratyas, for the next class. So
Sure.
we'll stop here for today and we'll resume the day after tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Dandat.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You are in Navadvip, Prabhuji?